find your seats? I really thought about responding to her essays. I know she's been doing like sketches and stuff. I thought maybe you know how she so she seemed a little nervous. Well, it's a lot. Right.
Good morning. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The class of 2026 would like to dedicate this morning's moment of silence to the memory of Matthew Legg, Jr., class of 2026. Thank you. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. You may be seated.
On behalf of our faculty, staff, and administration, I'd like to welcome you as we celebrate the 2026 graduating class of Galax High School. Many dedicated school division and elected officials have provided the support necessary to bring us to today's graduation ceremony, including our school board and city council. We're honored to have many of these individuals present here with us today. Please join me in recognizing our school board chair, Mrs. Leah Hank. Vice Chair, Reverend Dr. Kevin Rosenfeld. Board members, Mr. Larry Spangler. Mr. Brett Sexton. Mrs. Jessica Whitaker. And our superintendent, Ms. Susan Tilley. Also joining us today are members of the Galax City Council, Mayor Beth White, council members Mrs. Kathy Burnett, Mr. Evan Hank, and Mrs. Sharon Ritchie. Thank you all for being here today. This morning, the class of 2026 leaves Galax High School. Before they move on to the next chapter of their lives, their legacy deserves recognition. Please allow me to share just a few of the many accomplishments of this remarkable class. This class is 94 students strong. Among these graduates, 6 seniors have already earned an associate's degree from Wytheville Community College. 5 graduates earned a career studies certificate in welding through Wytheville Community College. 17 members of the class participated in our early college or early career program, earning a combined total of 234 college credits. 4 graduates completed the Southwest Virginia Governor's School for Science, Mathematics, and Technology program. 41% of the class earned an Advanced Studies diploma and received the Governor's Seal for completing an advanced diploma while also earning at least 9 college credits. In addition, 9 graduates earned the Biliteracy Seal. 72% of this class graduated with a GPA of 3.0 or higher. 56% graduated with a GPA of 3.5 or higher, and an impressive 27% graduated with a GPA of 4.0 or higher. While achieving these academic accomplishments, the class of 2026 also participated in athletics, earning district, regional, and state recognition along the way. This year alone, 1 member of this class competed at the state level in golf, 2 graduates competed at the state level in wrestling, 3 members of this class advanced to state competition in swimming, 2 of you played an integral role in making history by helping bring Galax its first ever girls regional basketball championship, which was followed, yes, which was followed by the school's first state basketball championship. And they're not done yet. Several graduates are still competing in spring sports postseason play, so we'll continue cheering on our boys' tennis and soccer teams and track as they pursue regional and potentially state championships. This class also demonstrated a commitment to involvement beyond the classroom. In fact, 76% of the class met the Galax goal of participating in at least 2 sports, clubs, or extracurricular activities. This year, we not only made history in athletics, but our senior band and choir students contributed significantly to our school earning designation as a blue ribbon school for the first time in school history. It's an honor that requires superior performance ratings at the VMEA District Concert Performance Assessments. Seniors were also instrumental in helping our Winter Guard secure a first place win at the SEPA Winter Guard Championships this spring. And finally, as they prepare for life after graduation, the class of 2026 has ambitious and exciting plans for the future. After receiving a total of $497,197 in scholarships, including $129,700 that was awarded through the generosity of the Galax Foundation for Excellence in Education, 74% of these students will continue their education at a 2-year or 4-year college, university, or vocational program. 24% will enter the workforce, and 2 of our graduates will proudly serve our country in the military. None of these accomplishments would have been possible without the support of this outstanding faculty and staff, the teachers who guided these students throughout their elementary and middle school years, and of course, the family and friends who are gathered here today to celebrate and support them. As our time together comes to a close, I want to leave the class of 2026 with a few thoughts. Be curious and never stop learning. Be kind, especially when it's difficult. Intelligence and talent may open doors, but kindness builds bridges that will carry you much farther in life. Do not fear failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's often part of the journey toward it. Take risks and try new things. Every meaningful accomplishment comes with setbacks along the way. Stay grounded, remember where you came from, and never forget the people who believed in you, supported you, and helped shape who you are today, And finally, find your purpose and pursue it wholeheartedly. Your purpose may be found in serving others, building something meaningful, creating, teaching, leading, or exploring the unknown. And if you aren't certain of your exact purpose yet, that is perfectly okay. Give yourself grace and time to discover it. Congratulations once again, class of 2026. We're incredibly proud of all that you've accomplished, and we cannot wait to see where life takes each of you.
Take time to notice all that I see, and after I've come so far, you'll know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. Well, life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and its choices are free. At the end of a journey, when all is complete, you'll wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go. We'll fly away, fly away, fly away home. We'll fly away, fly away home. Ooh, we'll fly away, fly away, fly away home. Fly away, fly away home. We'll fly away, fly away, fly away.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce our graduation speaker, Mr. Michael Bedsall, a proud member of the Galax High School class of 1989. During his years at GHS, Mr. Bedsall distinguished himself as a student, athlete, and a leader. He played basketball, football, and tennis, was a member of the National Honor Society, SCA, Varsity Club, and MAC. He also served as the class president. After graduating from Galax High School, Mr. Bedsall attended Virginia Tech, graduating in 1993, and then earned his law degree from the University of South Carolina in 1997. He began his legal career in Galax with Naff and Caudell before joining Sands Anderson in 2001. Today, Mr. Bedsall has more than 20 years of experience representing local governments, departments of social services, and public agencies throughout Southwest Virginia. He currently serves as city attorney for Radford and also represents numerous local agencies and departments across our region. Mr. Bedsall's life and career reflects leadership, service, and a continued commitment to the communities of Southwest Virginia. Please join me in welcoming one of Galax High School's very own, Mr. Michael Bedsall.
Can you guys hear me okay? All right. You know, I've always thought that, your first real job interview is when you go to your high school guidance counselor. And they look at you and they ask you that big question, so what is it you want to be when you grow up? My high school guidance counselor was this really sweet lady. Her name was Katie Bowman. And I can remember going to Katie's office, and Katie looked at me and she asked that big question, so Mike, what is it you want to be when you grow up? And I'll never forget the look on Katie's face when I looked at her and I said, Katie, I want to be a lawyer. She looked like a deer caught in headlights. And she said, well, Mike, lawyers, they have to go to a lot of school. And I said, well, I know. Well, Mike, lawyers, they have to handle really difficult stuff. I know. Well, Mike, lawyers, they have to be really smart. I know. Well, Mike, you can be whatever you want to be. Well, Katie, look at me now. As was mentioned earlier, I was a member of the 1989 graduating class of Galax High School. And I can remember being where you are now like it was yesterday, 37 years ago. Whew. And the weather was more cooperative, and my graduation ceremony was out on the football field. And I can remember that they took us to the library to line us up alphabetically before walking out onto the field. And since my name began, with a B, I was at the beginning of the line. And I can remember looking down the line at all the faces, many of which had been with me since early elementary school. I had literally grown up day in, day out with these faces. And each face held a memory. And I'm happy to say that many of these faces are still with me today and have been instrumental in the person that I have been able to become. So trust that graduation is not an ending. It's a change, it's a transition, it's a beginning. But always know that no matter how many different ways that your lives may take you, that you can always call these faces friends and these buildings home. As a member of the graduating class of 1989, I can tell you that little did we know that 1989 was an extraordinary year. Not just because it was the year that my class graduated, but 1989 was an extraordinary year because that was the year that Taylor Swift was born. Right? And Taylor makes for an interesting story. I want you to bear with me on this. Taylor Taylor was born in a small town, West Reading, Pennsylvania, with a population of about 4,500 residents, smaller than our own population here in Galax. At the age of 9, Taylor aspired for a career in musical theater and began traveling to New York City for vocal lessons. However, after watching a documentary about country music star Faith Hill, Taylor became determined to become a country music singer. At the age of 11, Taylor traveled to Nashville to visit record labels and to promote her musical career. At the age of 12, she began to learn to play the guitar and write her own songs. At the age of 13, she had obtained her own talent agent and was given an artist development deal with RCA Records. At the age of 14, Taylor and her family relocated to Hendersonville, Tennessee, where she began writing songs with well-established Nashville songwriters. At the age of 15, Taylor held her first concert at the famous Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, and shortly thereafter signed her first recording contract with Big Machine Records. By the age of 17, Taylor released her debut album, which climbed to number 5 on the Billboard 200 chart and ultimately went platinum. Since that first album, among other accolades, Taylor has won 14 Grammy Awards, is the youngest female inductee into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, has been named by Rolling Stone and Billboard magazine as among the greatest artists of all time. And in 2026, Forbes magazine estimated Taylor's net worth at $2 billion. And in addition to that, she got engaged to Travis Kelce. Taylor has been quoted as saying that by the age of 10, she knew with certainty what it was that she wanted to be when she grew up: a singer, a songwriter, and a musician. And each decision that she made and each action that she took was a step towards that destination, towards that goal. So I ask each of you, what is it that you want to be when you grow up? I will tell you, as simple as the question is, the answer, it ain't easy. Many of us spend our entire lives trying to figure out the answer to that one question. And for most of us, the answer will be different. And ironically, as complicated as the answer is, there are no wrong answers. I challenge each of you to think deliberately about your own answer to that question. In my estimation, you will find that the answer to that question will be your greatest guide to your success and your happiness. And as you search for your own answers, don't be afraid to explore. You know, one of the nice things about being young is that you still have time to recover from your mistakes. When you're as old as Coach Spangler over there, not so much. We've talked enough about Taylor, so let's now talk a little bit about you. I know that Principal Finney has already shared some of this information, but as a group, you have a lot to be proud of, and I think your accomplishments are worth highlighting. There are 94 of you. As a group, 15 of you are early college students, earning a combined 208 college credits. 2 of you are early career students, earning a combined 26 college credits. 5 of you graduated with their Welding 1 certificate from Wytheville Community College. 6 of you graduated with their associate's degree from Wytheville Community College. 72% of you finished high school with a 3.0 GPA or higher. 56% of you finished with a 3.5 GPA or higher. 27% of you finished with a 4.0 or higher. 75% of you plan to continue their education in some way, either to a 2 or 4-year school or a vocational trade program. 2 of you plan to serve your country in the military, and 24% of you plan to join the workforce. You are an impressive bunch, and I congratulate you on your accomplishments. Give yourself a round of applause. In closing today, I want to share one last story with you, and it's from the book Alice in Wonderland. Alice was walking along this road in Wonderland, and she came to a fork in the road. And in the middle of the fork was this huge oak tree. And in the oak tree was this big cat called the Cheshire Cat. And Alice walked up to the cat and said, "Cat, there's a fork in the road. Which way should I go?" And the cat, because all cats in Wonderland can talk, looks down at Alice and says, "Well, child, where is it that you want to be?" And Alice thought long and hard about the cat's question. And Alice looked up at the cat and said, "Cat, I don't know where I want to be." And the cat looked back down at Alice and said, "Well then, it really doesn't matter which road you choose." I want to again congratulate each of you on your accomplishments. And I want to thank each of you for being willing to spend a few moments of your special day with me. It has truly been my honor, and I genuinely wish each of you the absolute best in your own personal journeys. Thank you.
Good morning, class of 2026. I'm so incredibly honored to be standing here on this stage, surrounded by all of you guys. It took a long time for me to get here, and honestly, a lot has changed. As some of you might remember, I actually didn't start out at Galax. I transferred here in middle school, and at that point, I never could have imagined myself graduating, being interested in science and research, hoping to become a veterinarian, and actually enjoying running and even training for my first marathon. But coming to Galax changed me. When COVID caused all of us to be stuck at home, I realized that once I got back, I wanted to make the most out of this school. I started trying new things and understanding what I'm passionate about. And through most of those experiences, I became who I am today. There's a quote by the author, Douglas Adams, that I really related to in my time at this school. I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be. This is true for me because while I definitely didn't imagine myself ending up here, I'm so glad that I did. But I never could have gotten here on my own. I never would have become salutatorian without the help of my teachers from the Southwest Virginia Governor's School showing me that science and research is actually really interesting, and the amazing teachers at Galax helping me achieve my goals and graduate with an associate's degree. I'm also really grateful for my English teachers who helped me embrace my passion for reading and writing, and for Mr. Fant, who let me use my competitive spirit to lead his English MAC team. I also never would have loved music and my trumpet as much as I do now without having joined band. And I'm so grateful that Mrs. Smith let me join her choir family my last semester and helped me embrace my voice. Finally, I never would have discovered my love for running without the encouragement of Coach Petty and Coach Laundrie. And I definitely wouldn't have realized that I enjoyed long distance running without their support every step of the way. To all of our teachers, coaches, mentors, families, and friends, thank you for believing in us, even during the moments that we struggled to believe in ourselves. And most importantly, I never would have gotten here without all of you here today. My fellow seniors, thank you for making these years unforgettable. Thank you for the laughter in the hallways and the lunchroom, the support through the early mornings, the memories made at games and events, and the friendships that helped shape who I am and who we all are today. The truth is, I think many of us are graduating today from a place we never originally imagined for ourselves. Some of us changed our goals, some of us changed our passions, some of us are still figuring out where we want to go and what we want to do, and that's okay too. Because life rarely follows the exact plan we create for it. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the unexpected turns, the challenges, the friendships, and the moments that pushed us outside of our comfort zones are exactly what led us to where we needed to be. So, to my fellow graduates, whether you already know your future plans or if you still feel uncertain about what comes next, remember this. Just because your path looks different than what you imagined does not mean that you are lost. You may not end up where you intended to go, but someday, I hope you can look back at this moment and realize that you ended up exactly where you needed to be. Congratulations, class of 2026, and welcome to the beginning of the rest of your life. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me okay like this? Okay. Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome all faculty, families, guests, and of course, the class of 2026. First, I'd like to thank everyone for being here this very cold morning, and to thank the graduation coordinators for, by some miracle, getting us all here on time, dressed correctly, and together, which is already a huge accomplishment in itself. I would also like to thank my parents for always giving me their 1,000%, whether it always be making sure there's warm food on the table after long days, understanding or ignoring the way my room becomes an absolute mess during finals, providing countless rides to and from swim practices, or pushing me to give my 1,000% in everything I do. Mom and Dad, from your 1,000%, I've learned to give mine too, and I couldn't have done this without any of you. I also want to thank my younger sister, Serena, for always being as level-headed, funny, and relatable as anyone can be. And I want to thank my Lola, it's my grandma in Filipino, for coming all the way from California to see me, and for always never failing to ask me when I'm going to be a doctor. That desire to become a doctor is why it's an honor to stand today as a valedictorian. Although I feel this title gives out the impression that I'm super prepared and have everything figured out, I don't. Most times I just sat staring at homework assignments, hoping I'd figure something out or find the motivation to complete it. And then eventually I'd realize the do-it-later strategy isn't that effective. However, the last 4 years made me realize that in the end, it isn't the end titles or achievements that define success. Instead, it's really about effort, how we treat people we meet along the way, and our resilience in keeping on, even when things feel heavy or uncertain. Yes, we've had all moments of doubt, stress, and panic, sometimes all in the same week, yet we're still here. And I want to make something clear about effort. Filipino karaoke and swimming taught me that it isn't about doing everything perfectly, but about committing fully to whatever you do. You don't just stop halfway through the song because you're uncertain, and you don't quit halfway through a lap because you're tired. You give it your very best from the start to the end. And I think that's something this class understands very well. Otherwise, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We made it through the pandemic, Hurricane Helene, Ms. Tucker's government class, and Dr. Saul's 10-page papers. And somehow we made it through all of it, and now we're moving on to the big scary future. And if I'm being honest, I don't think any of us are actually fully prepared for the future. But really, who is? And if you are, I'd love to get lunch sometime and learn your secrets, because I really need that. Truth is, we've gotten really good at pretending we know exactly what we're doing, and we're just quietly hoping things work out. But that's not something to be afraid of. Maybe that's just what it means to grow, to move forward anyway, even without all the answers. And as we move forward, I hope we don't lose focus on what matters. For so long, we've been trying to just check boxes, try to finish, but now we have more freedom to choose. And what matters is not only figuring out what we want to become, but what we want to do with it. My wish for each member of my class is that in whatever you choose to do, I hope you remember to give your full, all-out effort to stay resilient and do good wherever you end up. And if you ever feel lost, I hope you remember you already know how to handle it. Simply continue to move forward, just like you have all these 4 years. You'll figure it out as you go. Congratulations, class of 2026. You did it.
As we prepare for the presentation of diplomas, please allow me to share the meaning of the tassels, cords, and stoles worn by our graduates to recognize and honor their accomplishments. Our valedictorian, salutatorian, and students with the top 10% of grade point averages in the class are all wearing medals and gold tassels. Honor graduates, students who are graduating with a 3.6 grade point average or higher, are wearing gold cords. The white stoles, worn by our graduating members of the National Honor Society. 17 of our seniors are wearing silver stoles as members of our early college and career cohort. 6 of our students are wearing medals and cords to indicate that they have earned an associate's degree from Wytheville Community College. Additional cords worn by seniors indicate achievement in chorus, cosmetology, nursing, Student Council Association, Teachers for Tomorrow, and the Red Cord of Courage for donating during our school's blood drives. Sydney Kate Alderman. Lucas Braden Allison. Grace Elizabeth Archer. Yesenia Araceli Arroyo. Carmen Isabella Baez. Ethan Lamar Bagley. Emma Grace Barkley. Kaylin Shane Barnes. Cassidy Ray Bobbitt. Lauren Abigail Bouchard. Kenyon Malik Brown. Rico Jawan Brown II. Catherine Adara Burnett. Sapphire Rose Davis Carter. Sophia May Medina Chavez. Miguel Ariel Cisneros. Gerardo Jared Cuello Lopez. Erica Alicia Colindres. Tashanique Monette Cottrell. Heaven Louise Crookshanks. Preston Kelly Moore Davis. Emma Marie Dill Enter. James Cash Edmonds. Lydia Elizabeth Grace Edwards. Whitney Hope Elliott. Vivian May Fant. Hayden Isaiah Fell. Aiden Trent Gilbert. Cashton Blake Griffin. Yeleni Guzman. Aubrey Marie Hall. Olivia Nicole Hamilton. Milo Grace Hanks. Markiah Jamirical Hardy. Easton Matthew Hawks. Daniel Hernandez Hernandez. Mónica Marlene Hernandez Muñoz. Kirsten Noel Higgins. Maylee Justice Holloway. Hailey Davis Holt. Carson Perry Eyeroller. Chase Wesley Johnson. Tommy Lamont Jones III. Alex DeAndre Jones. Rylan Dallas Jones. Avery Scott Kelly. Colin Nicholas Kennedy. Cassandra Dasnet Leon Reyes. Preston Andrew Lester. Gavin Cole Lewis. Phoenix Rain Lineberry. Ivan Lopez Arce. Giovanni Denzel Lopez Hernandez. Brian Lopez Ortiz. Alyssa Jada Lopez Reedy. Sean Levi Lundy. Joseph Colton Mays. Kaylee Grace McCurdy. Jed Allen McGrady. Bryce Andrew Melton. Edie Daniela Mendoza Aguilar. Catherine Michelle Mendoza Turcios. Alexis Juliana Milby. Alexandro Murguia Lopez. Betfalia Maisle Ortiz Menendez. Brittany Guadalupe Polido Cortes. David Augustine Quesada Brown. Luciana Quesada Brown. Cassidy Faith Revis. Elizabeth Noemi Rivera. Minor Eduardo Rodriguez Lopez. Elijah Copps Rosenfeld. Addison Riley Sheets. Elizabeth Grace Sizemore. Aiden Tremaine Stiltner. Sebastian Keegan Christopher Surratt. Trandon Tyler Sutherland. Brianna Juka Tasselmeyer. Lance Kyle Tate. Dominga Tello Ortiz. Jorge Vargas. Marisa Yeleni Valise. Jalen Lakia Wag. Giovanni Alejandro Weaver. Bailey Alexis Weddle. Abigail Jean Wright. Casey Nicole Young. Christina Adelaide Binuya Yushuk.
Graduates, please rise. By the power vested in me by the Galax City School Board and the Commonwealth of Virginia, I now pronounce you graduates of Galax High School with all of the rights and privileges therein. You may turn your tassels. I now present to you the class of 2026.